like I was not a good student in high school, but when you go to school for something you want to learn, like I had, pretty much all A's, maybe a few B's majority of the time. I kept probably like a 95% average.
I'm sure you weren't learning the same that they teach in school, right? You're learning mechanics. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
Exactly. Because I'm a really good car mechanic when I need to be. I don't prefer to work on cars when I got to. It is what it is. Yeah, I've just always been in that with my hands. I've
yeah,
always done
it's
something with my hands.
easier. Earlier you talked about having ADHD, and I have ADHD as well. And through school, I struggled. I made it through it, and I can learn when I try really hard. But when I got out of high school, I went into the Navy. But you have to take this test, right? And called the ASVAB. And on the ASVAB,
Hmm.
where I may have scored a little bit lower on some English, reading comprehension, and maybe even some math, although I'm proficient in it, but I scored super high on the gears and the mechanics. And I think a lot of
Hmm.
people who have ADHD, we're a lot more hands on. We can watch something, how somebody does it, and we can just figure it out pretty quickly. Uh,
Yep,
and, and,
exactly.
and, and it's a lot easier for us. And, we need people like us, to do that kind of thing. Because
Yeah,
not everybody learns
100%.
the same. Because then there's also on the opposite end, you have people who are not so good with their hands or doing things physically, but they book smart. They can just learn, you know,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just everyone's
And the
different.
SMP artist, you gotta kind of be all of it. It doesn't in the beginning, especially. You gotta be all of it. You gotta be book smart, hands on inclined. You have to do everything. So for me, eventually as an aircraft mechanic, I went into fabrication and heavy structures, which is pretty much the aircraft body. So I did a lot of fabricating, sheet metal work, learned how to weld. Just really when you're fabricating stuff for aircraft or anything similar, it's down to the 0.001. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter any room for error. It's all ran through QA, and if you mess it up, you got to remake it. It is what it is. So I've always been like very detailed from the aircraft mechanic side.